It seems like Hobbs and Shaw's producer has given an official update about the sequel, and not many people are happy about it. That's a serious bummer, because the Fast and Furious audience love the dynamic between Statham and Johnson's characters. What do you think McCormick revealed? Well, he made some comments during an interview with comicbook.com about Hobbs and Shaw's future in the Fast franchise. Here's everything we know. First off, what did McCormick reveal? Hobbs and Shaw's producer Kelly McCormick revealed that there are no plans for a future Hobbs and Shaw sequel right now. There are many factors responsible for Hobbs and Shaw's uncertain future, such as Johnson's busy schedule. It's not like McCormick doesn't want to make another movie with the two, but there have been no negotiations as of late. McCormick went on to say, Dwayne being a really busy guy is one of the biggest reasons why there haven't been any conversations relating to a sequel. Does this mean Dwayne might never return to the franchise? Well, family never says no to family. Even though his return isn't guaranteed, it's only a matter of time before we see him with Statham or Diesel again. But that doesn't mean it won't take a lot of convincing to lure Johnson back into the franchise. Not to mention that Johnson and Diesel went at it publicly, which caused The Rock to leave the Fast and Furious franchise and take the leap in developing the Hobbs and Shaw spin-off. The scenario hasn't changed, since Johnson referred to unnamed Fast and Furious cast members as candy in a deleted Instagram post. To be honest, nobody really knows what happened between the two, but based on Johnson's post and Diesel's reaction to even mentioning Johnson, it seems like whatever happened between them, they won't be burying the hatchet, which means we might not see Johnson in the Fast family anytime soon. But even so, Johnson might still return in a sequel with Shaw. It's only a matter of time. Next up, what story could the sequel have? In order to create a future sequel, Hobbs and Shaw incorporated enough narrative points and characters. In the first film, the good Hobbs and the bad Shaw teamed up to stop the cybernetically enhanced bad guy, Brixton Lore, who intended to unleash the deadly snowflake virus on the world for the Edion Corporation. Hobbs and Shaw introduced two new characters who might have important roles in the Fast and Furious world. Ryan Reynolds was the first to make an appearance as Locke, a CIA operative, and Hobbs' old buddy. Then there was Kevin Hart as Air Marshal Dinkley, plus the identity of Edion's unidentified director was left as a mystery at the end of the first film, and Hobbs and Shaw made a promise to track down the person, so there's a possibility we might see that happening in the sequel. Let's talk more about The Rock not working in the Fast movies. Luke Hobbs, played by Dwayne Johnson, is no longer as effective as he once was in the Fast and Furious films, but he has a much brighter future as a character in the Hobbs and Shaw spin-offs. Luke Hobbs gets a lot of credit for turning the Fast and Furious series into an existing blockbuster. He made his series debut in the hugely important 2011 Fast 5 film, breathing new life into the franchise. Since Fast 5, the car stunts and action scenes have gotten more and more outrageous, to the point of being completely ridiculous in F9. Johnson also left the main series and joined the cast of the 2019 spin-off Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, opposite Jason Statham's Shaw. To put it simply, given the current state of the Fast and Furious films, Hobbs no longer functions as the type of character he originally was intended for. But that doesn't mean that Hobbs, the tough soldier from the Fast movies, has to hang up his gear. The buddy cop combo gave both main characters more space to develop, as we've seen in the Hobbs and Shaw movie, and the structure added adventures that branch out from the main series. Hobbs no longer serves a purpose in the Fast saga, but Hobbs and Shaw has the potential to become a standalone series. Not to mention Hobbs' role in the main series has run its course. Hobbs was both the protagonist and villain. When Johnson joined the Fast saga in Fast 5, he followed Dom and his crew with a wild passion as they planned their robbery, and later joined forces with them to fight Hernan Reyes, the most powerful crime lord in Rio. In Fast and Furious 6, Hobbs advanced to become the crew's Nick Fury-like associate, and even though he was mostly hurt and a spectator in Furious 7, he still sprung out of his hospital bed and flexed the cast off his arm to fight. Hobbs returned to the fate of the Furious, but his position in the franchise wasn't what it used to be. Hobbs had changed from a committed lawman to a strong general. The issue was that Hobbs did better in the series by acting more as a distant associate of Dom and company than as a member of their inner circle. His entry into the series also demonstrated that he would never feel completely at ease in such settings, especially in his interaction with Vin Diesel's Dominic Toretto. While they finally found themselves on the same side, their relationship was more of one of mutual respect than actual friendship. Also, despite their hatred toward each other in Fast 5, he and Dom were never really able to put their rivalry behind them. Hobbs' systematic leadership style clashed with Dom's method of making decisions on the spot. Maybe that translated into the real world as well, and is the reason why Diesel and Johnson don't get along. Moving on, let's talk about Jason Statham's new movie with Aubrey Plaza. Although Aubrey Plaza is already making waves with this season of The White Lotus, her next collaboration with action star Jason Statham will probably draw even more attention. The movie is an edgy action comedy made by Guy Ritchie. It appears to be a different direction for Plaza, which has focused more on classic humor. She claims to be having a great time on set, and even admits to possibly slapping one of her co-stars on the butt. The Emily the Criminal actress talked candidly about her rising career and some of her intriguing upcoming projects in a new interview with GQ. She admitted that she had a great time filming Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, and even adopted a James Bond-like approach with her co-star Jason Statham. Since Statham is portraying a Bond role, Aubrey said she wanted to play the female Bond. And what does Bond do? Bond gets the girl every single time. In addition to objectifying everyone, Bond is also a so naturally, she objectified Statham the entire time by smacking him on his butt. The fundamental themes of the James Bond films are definitely turned on their heads by this. Although these two are very different from one another, we are confident that their contrasting acting styles will make them a great team on camera. It seems like a lot of antics are happening behind the scenes, so maybe these antics will translate into amazing chemistry in the movie. Not to mention, Plaza has always been over the radar. Plaza has already drawn attention for some of her more daring exchanges with her stage partners. When she and Robert De Niro worked together to make Dirty Grandpa and had some crazy moments to film, she weirded out De Niro. Not only that, but after the final episode of Parks and Recreation was filmed, the actress said she offered the crew a vial of her own blood. She definitely doesn't shy away from taking risks and showing her wild side. We find it hilarious and can't wait to learn more about Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre's behind-the-scenes shenanigans. Finally, what will Guy Ritchie's spy thriller be about? The Guy Ritchie movie is going to be entertaining if the cheeky trailer is any clue. It centers on Orson Fortune, a special agent with a group of operatives. Their goal is to get one of Hollywood's top stars to help them in an undercover operation to destabilize a network of arms dealers. Orson Fortune, a skilled spy played by Statham, is the main character of the Five Eyes network. Greg Simmons, of Arms Dealer, stands in his way. He's got a new technology that might upset the balance of power in the world. Statham won't be alone though, because Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Recreation, Carrie Elwes from The Princess Bride, Bugsy Malone from the UK, and Josh Hartnett from Penny Dreadful all feature in the film in unknown roles. The last time Statham and Ritchie worked together was for Wrath of Man in 2021, when the movie got mixed reviews. The previous year, Ritchie directed The Gentleman, which also starred Hugh Grant, and in 2019, he was in charge of the poorly received live-action remake of Aladdin. Despite having a supporting role in The Meg in 2018, Statham has spent the last few years mostly working on the Fast and Furious franchise, so this movie is going to be new territory for him. Do you think he can fit into a lighthearted movie after all the serious roles he's had? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for today. If you liked the video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content just like this.